Super important one.
What is up, Chris? What is up, Adam? How are you guys doing today? All right, can you guys see our screen? Solid. Let's get started. Rocking and rolling.
All right, cool. You got it recorded? All right, perfect. So this is going to be an awesome one, super important one for you guys today. This is huge. I'm just going to make sure we're recording so that way I can post this in the group for you guys. All right, so 80% effort is not 80% results. Unfortunate but true. This is when we're talking about nutrition. There are so many things in our life where this is true. Unfortunately, when it comes to calories that we're putting in our body, this is the case where it is not true. All right, so that is going to be the topic today. We're going to discuss that and then have some Q&A at the end. So some myths that are commonly surrounded with this. If I'm good during the weekdays, then I deserve a cheat meal, right? One cheat meal won't hurt me. If I'm good 80 or 90% of the time, I'll be fine, right? So hitting perfect macros or calories 6 days a week and then blowing it on the 7th day can destroy a whole week of progress and set you back multiple days, if not weeks. So just knowing that every Monday does not equal we're hitting the reset button and everything that happened leading up to that doesn't count. It's Monday, like all that's behind us. I wish it worked that way. It'd be awesome if it did. Unfortunately, it does not. And at the same time, a little bit over and a lot over is not the same. Where it's easy for us to think in our mind, well, you know, I already messed up, so I might as well really go for it. Doesn't matter. I already messed up. It does matter, right? Because this comes into a numbers game where the numbers matter and make a difference and can really derail your progress. So if we know that a deficit of 3,500 calories equals a pound of fat lost, and our plan has us on a 500 calorie per day deficit, and we do that 6 days of the week, and then on the 7th day we go 2,000 calories over, well, then we essentially take away almost all our progress. So what we could have done had we stuck to the deficit every day for solid weeks, the amount of progress that we could make in a month could be double or triple the amount of time it would take. And at the same time, we can do so much damage in that one meal or that one weekday or one weekend that we can completely negate all the progress that we made and still gain weight. And so this is where a lot of people run into trouble because in their mind, they're like, hey, I'm doing good, 80% of the time, 90% of the time, I'm dieting really hard, I'm feeling hungry all the time, and it's just this one meal, but it's understanding that that one meal or that day or that weekend can take everything, all of our progress away. And so that's one of the reasons why it's really important at the beginning of this process, we find out what your baseline is and not put your deficit too far crazy from your baseline, or else you're going to be miserable and the likelihood of you having binges and stuff like that is going to be higher. So this all comes down to, again, doing that can reverse days of progress, and over the course of the long term, it'll take longer to get to your goal. It can take up to 3 to 4 months to lose a few pounds, or again, we could even end up gaining by not knowing that this is going on. So playing this game can result in gaining. It can result in a cycle of just a vicious cycle, because once you do start knowing your numbers, like Chris, I want to just bring this to your attention, and you did really good on this. You had a few days where you went over, and then you made up for it on another day by going under, which kept your average for the week where it needed to be. But in all honesty, it's better to, if you do have a day where you go over, to not try to make up for it and just pick up where you left off. Because sometimes what can happen when we do that is we're like, okay, well, I'm just going to make up for it. I'm going to do less on this day. And then we feel hungry. And then if we binge again, then we're like, okay, now I got to make up for that. And then it just is this whole cycle that can go out of control. So sometimes it's going to happen. We're human. We're going to have setbacks. We're going to have mess ups. If it happens, just recognize it. Try to stop it at the point of it just being a meal versus, okay, well, the meal happened. Might as well just go all out and make the rest of the day happen. And then we really do damage, right? So it's just recognizing it as quickly as possible and then just getting right back on track. Because you're human, it's going to happen. You're going to veer off course, just getting right back on track. So this is why you owe it to yourself to be as exact in your measurements as possible, especially like this is, I cannot stress this enough, how much of a foundational skill I want all you guys to have. This is accurately tracking your food and what's going in your body. Because when we know the numbers, then we have a lot of control and certainty of how we can manipulate the outcome. So even if a day is not ideal, don't play the, let me just forget about that, pretend that didn't happen. Enter that information in there, even if you have to guess. So yeah, you owe it to yourself to be as exact as possible, and weekend calories do count. So I can't remember, I think I did the San Diego example with you guys before where, I just veered off track and just kept track of it. And then knowing, if that does happen, you do have coaching, you do have guidance. That's what me and Trainerizer are here for. If you veer off track, don't ever go dark on us and start not filling out your stuff. Like, get that stuff filled out. If you need additional help, reach out and we'll help you. That's what we're here for. So how to plan and keep on track during the weekends. So plan ahead. If you know you got something coming up, have a plan. And if you need help with your plan, we're more than happy to help you and make sure that you have something in place. Because again, if we don't plan, then that's where just whatever can happen. Even if the plan doesn't work out, having a plan is better than not having a plan, right? So making sure you got your workout scheduled, making non-eating social plans. So do your best, like when you're going to have social gatherings. So many of our social gatherings are just all related to food. It's all, hey, let's go here, let's eat together, right? And that can make it really difficult, especially when you're around people that might not be on the same mission as you, and they're eating all this stuff. You're like, dang, that looks good. And then they probably say something to you too, like, hey, have some. Like, it's all right, it's no big problem. Because the changes that you're making and the discipline that you're having causes a reflection within people that they don't want to address. And so on a subconscious level, they hate on what you're doing. They don't even realize they're doing it, but they do it because they don't want to address that in themselves. So just know, as you guys are going through this journey, you're going to encounter that. You're going to get people that are like, hey, man, you're taking this way too seriously. Let's go and do this or that. Know when you hear stuff like that, that you're on the right track, okay? Because doing what they're doing is the easy thing. Getting the skills and tools in place to do what you guys are doing, stepping up into the strongest, best, healthiest, most resilient version of yourself, that takes work. That takes effort. But guess what? The reward is going to be huge by doing that. All right, and then making sure not to drink your calories. So this is a way we can easily take in a lot of calories through drinking calories. Adam, we had a little discussion about that. And so a lot of times, even what's termed as what we think is healthy can end up having a lot of sugars in it. So juicing, for example, and me and Trammy learned this the hard way, is that I'm thinking like I'm juicing, I'm getting all these vegetables in there, that's great. Yeah, vegetable juice is that we end up taking out a lot of the fibers and good things of the vegetables, of the fruits, and just getting the sugar. So we can still end up spiking our blood sugar levels. And a lot of people think also by the same token that, juice is good, apple juice, orange juice, when in fact, it has a ton of sugar in it and can act the same in the body as if we drink a soda, right? And a lot of people, we just don't know that, right? So being really careful with drinking your calories, because those can add up really quickly. It could be a lot of calories. You don't feel full at all. And in your mind, like, I'm not eating, you know, so those things can add up. So just being mindful and just tracking everything. So again, huge part of this, if you guys learning the foundational skill of tracking everything that goes in your body and raising your level of awareness. You know, the things that we've just done on autopilot, the things we eat that we don't even count that we're eating, just becoming more and more aware of those and accurately tracking. So, and know that ultimately you are going to be able to eat anything that you want within reason, as long as it's staying, you know, in the structure that you have. So you can comfortably tell yourself, you know, I am not going to be restricted forever and I can have whatever I want. You get to make those decisions, but they're going to be informed decisions as you get the skills down of accurately tracking everything. You get to make the decisions, but knowing that I can have that if I want it, really, we found helps out a lot psychologically. So when we restrict ourselves completely by labeling a food as a bad food, it can take you downhill. So you'll want it more, and just track and plan. That's the most important thing. So what are some ways that you can remind yourself of your goals when temptations are near? So planning ahead. Yeah, let me ask you guys on this. So what are some ways that you can remind yourself of your goals when temptations are near? So go ahead and feel free to just, Susan, you can go ahead and go first. You're unmuted.
Well, planning ahead or going back, I think originally when I started this, you had me write out some statements. So going back to those statements and reading them again can reinforce staying on track.
So like an affirmation statement. So writing, what was it that you wrote, Susan?
It was the affirmation statements, you know, why I was doing it.
Very powerful. Very powerful. All right, so yeah, some ideas in there, just planning ahead, looking at the menu, looking at your food ahead of time, scheduling your weekend activities, making non-eating social plans. So Adam, what are some ways that you can think of that you can remind yourself of your goals when temptations are coming up? Go ahead and unmute yourself.
There you go. Well, just remind myself of all the work I put into it, because it's been so far, you know, not incredibly hard, but it's, you know, I'm going from being just sitting around to actually doing stuff, and I don't want to go back because I've already gone through the pains of getting where I am. So just remind myself of that and not wanting to go step back. So.
Very good. Yeah, and as we go through this too, like, we'll create new plans, because all of you guys are creating new identities for yourself. So new identities that comes along with new behaviors, sometimes new environments, sometimes new friends. I mean, so there's a lot of things that happen on the journey of you stepping into the new identity that wants more for yourself. So Brittany, tell me, what are some ideas that you have that you can remind yourself of your goals when temptations come up?
So during this journey, I've learned some of my goals, I feel like, were either like too broad or too big. So now I've, like in nursing school, we use what's called SMART goals. So I've like made a goal where it's very specific, measurable, attainable, where I can, you know, where it's realistic, and where I have like a time set. So like that I want to lose, you know, 1 to 2 pounds a week, instead of, oh, let's lose 5 to 10 pounds a week. Well, I know that's too big and not going to work for me. So I think really like specifying my goals and sticking to that SMART acronym has really helped me during this journey so far.
Very good. I love that. Chris, what about you? You're on mute. Go ahead and unmute yourself, Chris.
Okay.
Bye.
Well, first of all, I don't want to undo all the progress I've made, and so I try to stop myself right there when I can. But sometimes if I can't, I'll just eat a little bit of something, but I'll try to track it, you know. And if I'm going out to eat, I try to look at the menu online and try to figure out what I'm going to eat before I even go. So that helps a lot.
So Chris is in a really cool phase of the journey. Chris, you've lost how much weight now?
It's over 20 pounds, 22 or 23, 24.
You've lost how much body fat percentage?
About 18%.
Lost 18% body fat percentage. So
Great.
Chris is freaking shredded up now. And he's in a phase of what we call recomposition phase. So basically getting down as lean as he's wanting to get, and now we're slowly adding in more and more calories. So
I'm
it's
hungry.
cool. Yeah. That's the cool thing is we're going to keep feeding you more and more, and you're going to keep that body composition and keep getting to eat more food. So it's pretty cool. All right, Kurt, tell me what are some ways you can remind yourself of your goals when temptations are near?
Am I on?
You're on.
Okay. Whoop, said leave me. My biggest thing is I get my fat pictures out and look at them. I don't know if you noticed, but Trammy said to post a picture that best described where you've been and what that somebody wouldn't even believe it was you. And I posted my picture when I was 330 pounds. And you were supposed to see La Jolla Beach and the beautiful surf behind me, but unfortunately you couldn't see the ocean for my big ass. So I go back and look at those, and I also understand that I was about to die. I was in a horrible place. I couldn't walk about a block without, panting or just having to stop and take a break. And I remember a real good friend of mine, she was in that same predicament. And I remember seeing her and going, oh, bless her heart, I can't believe she's there. And I was there, and I was in total denial. So I think more than anything, the meal planning has really helped me. And the fact that I don't bring things in my house that I'm not supposed to have anymore. And coronavirus has kind of been nice because I'm an educator, and of course we're around crap all the time, especially around the holidays. And so I've had to mindfully choose and pick what I'm going to eat and how I'm going to eat it and when I'm going to eat it. And I think that's made a lot of difference for me personally. And I hope it has for you as well.
Perfect. Awesome. So Estuardo just joining us. So Estuardo, I'm going to put the recording of this in the Facebook group. Estuardo, if you want to turn your camera on, and we're just about to go into Q&A here. Estuardo, how's it going? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and open it up for Q&A now. So any questions that you guys have, I want to make sure on this. So Estuardo, can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. All right, let me start with Brittany. Brittany, do you have any questions?
I talked to Trimmy a little bit before we started, but I I'm on my last semester of nursing school, so I have 7 weeks.
Mhm.
I'm back and forth from Tulsa and Oklahoma City a lot.
Yeah.
So and with school, we've had a lot of stuff already, tests and assignments and papers and research stuff already. So I'm just trying to figure out what I can do, especially with meals, to not skip meals, but then not to be, binging, especially when I'm on the road. So I just want to get some tips on what some, great meals that can work with me traveling back and forth on the road. Um, and really,
So are you a fan of beef jerky at all?
yes, I am.
Okay, so they have the Jack Links individual packs beef jerky, and they're only 50 calories a piece. So I would say like definitely loading up your vehicle with some of those.
Okay.
And making sure that you are really well hydrated, drinking plenty of water,
Mm-hmm.
and trying to include snacks in between. It's like, so there's not periods of you going a long time without food.
Okay.
And
Sorry.
I don't know if you've gotten the meal plan with all the recipes, the digital cookbook and all that.
Yes, I have.
All that. So what I would suggest to any of you on that, if you don't have access to it, let me know. I'll make sure you do. But it's just to kind of go through there and pick out one breakfast that you like and make it every day for a week.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, go through the lunches, pick out a lunch that you like, do it every day for a week, make it every day for a week. Same thing with the dinners, make one every day for a week. And then the next week you can just rotate, because by doing that, you're going to learn how to make the recipe, and you will have done it enough times that you'll remember how to make it. And then you'll find some good go-to meals. So everybody's different, and some people like to have a lot of variety. Some people, once they find something good that they like, they're good with eating the same thing every day. I mean, that's the difference between me and Trammy. Like, you guys will see that salad that I have. I eat that salad every day, and I love it, and I never get tired of it. Trammy, needs to switch it up more. So it kind of just depends. And then also, if you're hungry, the more vegetables you add to it is going to give you more volume. It's going to make your stomach feel full for longer. So, Brittany, is that helpful?
Yeah, that's really helpful. And I have one more question. So yesterday I was not feeling good at all.
Yeah.
Like, I try to hydrate throughout the day, but I really didn't eat. So on those days when I don't know if I was just fatigued or just stressed from all the school stuff, but I just was not in the game at all yesterday. So I ate breakfast and that was pretty much it. So is there something should I try to just do some snacks, or
That would be probably a good time that you could throw in a protein shake. Did you get a protein?
No, I didn't get a protein. So I have the pre-workout powder and the supplement, and
So
then
you could definitely take the Intra and sip on that. Sometimes that's just good for recovery.
Mhm.
But Trammy can shoot you the link for the protein.
Okay.
And they're really good. I love the fresh cinnamon roll. I love the chocolate peanut butter. Adam, did you get any of the proteins? You're on mute.
There it is. Sorry. Yeah, I ordered one. I think it's the vanilla, and it's supposed to be here tomorrow.
Gotcha. Did you order it through Driven or the Prestige?
Yeah, the site that you sent me.
The Driven one?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Driven protein's freaking awesome. They're all really good. My favorite's the fresh cinnamon roll and the chocolate peanut butter. And it's only 130 calories per serving. So that's definitely something, like if you're just not feeling like eating food, you can definitely have a shake there. So Trammy's going to send you the link on that. Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
So Trammy will send that to you.
I think they actually had a caramel mocha, maybe. Yeah, that's the one I got.
They got strawberry, vanilla, chocolate, chocolate milkshake, I think, fresh cinnamon roll, chocolate peanut butter. Like, it is really good. It's really good.
Yeah.
I really like the blue raspberry. It's really good for the pre-workout and intra. I'm a fan.
Yeah, I love it. I have it every day. Does that answer your questions, Brittany?
Yes, thank you so much.
Feel good? You feel supported?
Yes.
Awesome. Adam, any questions?
Yeah. So I heard what you said on the juicing, but what do you think about like a green shake with kale and spinach and protein and some fruit?
So you can totally do that. What I would do, do you have like a Vitamix or a Ninja?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
If you got the Vitamix, that's perfect.
Yeah.
That blends everything down and it's just really good consistency.
Uh-huh.
You could definitely take everything and throw it in there, and that would be way better than juicing it.
Okay.
But what I would do is just make sure you weigh it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you need help with knowing how to do that?
Well, I mean, I bought the scale, and so I just weigh the fruit out and put it in there. I don't know how much you're supposed to have fruit-wise, but.
So, I mean, you could do it a few different ways. Right now, you're in the don't stuff, don't starve phase, so I haven't necessarily set a calorie target for you yet.
Yeah.
So what you would do is just put like a bowl on the scale, zero it out, put whatever amount of fruit you want to put in there, and then type in MyFitnessPal. Let's say you're putting bananas in there, for example.
Okay.
We just put bananas G in MyFitnessPal. And then I made a video and I tagged you in it, I believe, but I can tag you in it again. That just shows you how to search foods in grams in MyFitnessPal.
Okay.
So you get the plate, put it on there, zero it out, put the bananas in there. Let's say it was 130 grams. Then you would just enter that it was 130 grams in MyFitnessPal. Then if you wanted to put some berries on top of that, you could just zero the scale out, then put your berries on there. Let's say you got 100 grams of berries, then you would enter that. The berries, G, MyFitnessPal.
Okay.
You could build it like that.
Okay. I'll have to play around with it.
Yeah, or you could even take the shake, peel off the shake container, put it on the scale, zero it out,
Oh, yeah.
put stuff in the scale or in
Okay.
the blender like that.
Awesome.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else?
¿Cómo borro si esas dos cervezas no he tomado?
That answer your question?
Yeah. That's it.
You feel good? You feel supported?
Yeah. I feel good, man. I've been doing pretty good. We went out, I think it was Monday night for our 2-year anniversary, but that's the only day I've gone over on calories. We went to the melting pot, so
Gotcha.
fondue's not really calorie friendly.
Yeah, just do your best, man, to if you're going to go out, look at the menu, think about what smart decisions you can make. Another really good hack that you guys can do is before you go out, you could drink a lot of water, make you a big like protein shake, massive protein shake, throw veggies and everything else in there, and have that right before you go out.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So that way you can still get things, but the difference is you're not going to be hangry when you get there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're hydrated properly, then the likelihood of you doing damage is going to be drastically reduced.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Is that helpful?
Uh-huh.
Awesome.
For sure.
Perfect. Susan, do you have any questions?
No, I have some suggestions, but you might not like them.
Yeah, let's hear it.
For Brittany, I'm a nurse. I'm retired, but I remember going to nursing school. And also, I mean, sometimes when I'm really, really in a hurry, I used to be able to go through McDonald's. They have these salads, but I don't put the dressing on it. And that's like a chicken salad. And Chick-fil-A has it too. You get it with the grilled chicken. And you can go in to MyFitnessPal and you can put those salads in without dressing, and it tells you how many calories it is. So, you know, if you're driving back and forth and you just got to have something, if nothing sounds, you know, really tempting, you know, you can go through. McDonald's doesn't have those right now, I don't think, because of the quarantine and the pandemic. because I was going to go through there the other day, and then they had on their menu, do not have salads, blah, 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 blah. So they've cut back their menus. But Chick-fil-A, I think, still has their salads. But I've also taken, they have those cheese bits that are like they're all protein. There's no carbs in it. And you can get a package of those and eat those while you're driving. And just drink a lot, yeah. And I'm a sweet person. I like sweets, so I get the lemonade, the 0-calorie lemonade flavoring, and just put it in a bottle of water and drink that, so I can kind of get my sweet fix on that. That's kind of my my reward at the end of the day after I've drank enough water.
Awesome. Super helpful suggestion, Susan. Love it. All right. Kurt, do you have any questions?
I'm still struggling with late night. You know, the shake idea was a great idea. But I only have 700 calories. And so that shake, puts me over, and so I have to fix this shake and drink maybe a teaspoon of it, you know. So I need some suggestions about things that you can eat that will keep you at the low, you know, and I don't want a salad that late at night. What do you suggest?
So if you want to do a shake, for example, you could do scoop protein, 1 cup of like cashew milk. You could add some water in there with it. You could throw spinach in there. I like putting a little bit of vanilla extract in it, and then using some of that pure granulated stevia, and then using that.
Okay.
That way you can have a lot of volume, and I'll put a lot of ice in it. So it's massive. It makes me super full, and it's super low calorie. So as we're just recalibrating with you, Kurt, just know that lower calorie number isn't going to stay that way for very long.
Thank God.
Yeah, it's just us making sure that, because here's the deal, guys. When it comes down to there being a prescription for what you have, like if we give you numbers, we give you macros, we give you calories, there's the numbers we assign to you. There's the numbers that you enter, and then there's what you actually do. Okay? And the lower we can make that discrepancy, because we all do it. We all do it. We're all off on something. But the less margin for error we have, and the more we're on the same page, then the more we get to add things in. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the body is like a battery. It is constantly expending energy with only intermittent bouts of putting fuel back in it. So we have to find out what that balance point is, because anything above the line of staying where you're at, we're going to gain weight. Anything below it, we're going to lose weight. And so we do the calibration phase just to figure out where your body is, because not everybody's the same. There's genetic things that come into play. There's activity level, all kinds of things. So it just gives us a gauge. And again, the more accurate we can get with the skill of tracking, the more we're going to be able to feed you. All right?
Sounds good.
Get those in, and we will keep making adjustments for you. Does that help, Kurt?
Yeah.
You feel good?
Yeah, absolutely.
Rob, I have another suggestion for him.
Yeah.
I know what I do. I'm kind of a late evening person too. I like to eat. But like 100 grams of strawberries are only 32 calories. And 100 grams of blueberries are 57 calories.
Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you, Susan.
And then I use the Ready Whip, you know, the kind that you used to just put up to your mouth and you squirted it in. Well,
Yes.
You can do 4 tablespoons of that, and it's 30 calories. So, I mean, that's like less than 100, that's less like 125 calories, and it's kind of a bowl full.
Yeah.
And then if I want something crunchy, I don't know if you've tried the Kim's Deli Pops. Trammy told me about them. I ordered them, and if you order them, you get a lot of them. So I have plenty of them. But the two of the discs, they're about the size of a Quaker Oat rice cake, but they're a little bit thinner. I take two of those and I put Sweet and Low on it, or stevia, and then cinnamon on top of that. And so it's kind of like something crunchy, but it's sweet. So altogether, that's about 150 calories. And sometimes in the evening, that's what I eat to kind of get over the hump.
Right. Well, the thing that I have to watch is I'm diabetic. So if I eat a bunch of the blueberries and the strawberries and everything right before I go to bed, it's not good.
Okay.
Because I wake up and my numbers are really high. But the little the rice cake thing that's thinner than the rice cake with that sounds great.
We'll
Yeah.
shoot you a link. I'll shoot you a link for those Kim's Pops.
Yeah,
Okay.
they come from Amazon Prime is what I got when I got them.
Okay. Okay.
Do you better with peanut butter? Is peanut butter better for you?
No.
Okay.
Anything like that with sugar content, with carbs, is not good right before I go to bed, because I wake up the next morning, I have a headache, my numbers are high. So.
Okay.
But thank you. Those are great suggestions.
Awesome. All right. I got Estuardo. What is up, my man?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So for me, I try to see. I used to start to tracking my food. I never ever before tried to track what I'm eating. I know I try to make the right decisions, but my Power Fitness app telling me if I keep eating this way I'm eating, in 5 weeks I'm gonna weigh the same, and I try to to gain some weight. So
Yeah. So, Estuardo, don't worry about what MyFitnessPal says right now. Right now, you're in the initial calibration phase. Us just seeing what you're taking in.
Okay.
So, as soon as I see that for a couple weeks, then I'll give you some numbers, and then you'll then be able to put those numbers into MyFitnessPal, and I'll also put those into the True Coach for you, so you'll know what your targets are.
Okay. So for now, I just have to keep eating what I'm eating.
Yeah,
right
now, we're just doing the don't stuff, don't starve, trying to stick with that food list as closely as possible, and trying to be accurate as you can with your measurements. So did you get your food scale already?
We have one, yes.
Okay, so use the food scale and try to do everything that you can in grams. So I can tag you in the video in the Facebook group of how to do that in grams. An example would be if you were going to have chicken breast, you would put in chicken breast G, and it would take you to grams, and it might show a serving of chicken breast that has 100 grams. You would change the serving size to 1 gram and then adjust the amount of servings to however many grams you're having. So by doing that, we get more accurate on what we're doing. So initially, during this first 2-week phase, Estuardo, the main skill that I really want you to dial in on is tracking, is accurately tracking. I care more about you accurately tracking than I do about what you're actually eating and how much you're actually eating.
Okay.
Because once that's the foundational skill that everything builds on. So once we know what you're actually taking in, and if it's keeping you at the same weight, then we'll know how to adjust it to get you gaining weight.
Okay. Great.
Cool. Does that make sense?
Cool. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. You have any other questions?
No, I think that's it, because I think that's it, because I have to start measuring. I make a fun of my wife before because she's doing for a long time, and I make a fun of her all the time with she measuring food. So now I have to do it. She's gonna make a fun of me.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, and as far as like protein bars, I would say when you're going on the go, just any one of them, like pure protein, something like that, that's about 200 calories per bar. You should be good.
Okay.
Okay, but try to stick with foods from the food list as much as possible, and then just as accurately as we can on the tracking.
And tell them
Okay.
programming next week is through each Trainerize.
Yeah, and then we will be moving, like right now we have a couple apps that you're using. I have you on True Coach and Trainerize. I should have everything moved over all to Trainerize by next week.
Okay.
Cool.
Great. Yeah.
You do a really good job putting in the videos. Your form's looking really good.
Thanks. I try, but this workout's killing me.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
no
but-
joke. Just muscle on.
Yeah.
All right, guys, does anybody have any questions about anything else?
No me.
Susan, you're muted. I don't know if you're trying to say something.
I'm having some problems with Trainerizer.
Okay.
When I go to the messages,
Uh-huh.
I used to be able, there was something on this page that said, you know, to go back to the original page,
Uh-huh.
and there's nothing now. So every time I have to turn off my phone and then turn it back on, and then it goes to the original page.
Try exiting out of the app. Does it look like it's lighter? Does the screen show that it's like lighter looking now?
When I just look at Trainerizer,
Yeah.
no, I mean, it's still the black, but there used to be something, I would go read the message,
Yeah.
and then there was something on this page that was like an arrow that went back or whatever that got me to the original. And
It happened to you, but it's gone lighter. It's up there, but you should still, if you tap in the upper left-hand corner, it should still take you back. It's just so light you can barely see it.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, you're right. It's
Yeah,
just,
I noticed that on my phone today. That I don't know, something with the lighting. It's so light that it matches it and you can't really see it. But it's,
right. Okay, that was it. It let me back. Okay.
Okay, cool. You guys have any questions about anything else?
I was wanting to ask you about the different kinds of fats. Like I like to eat almonds and pistachios, but they have a lot of fat. So
Yeah.
I really
So, I mean, basically right now you're on macros, and so you can take in essentially whatever fats you want to equal out your fats. Those can come from meat, they can come from almonds, nuts. What is your question specifically on that? Chris? Do you have a more on that question? Looks like you're muted now. You there, Chris?
I have a question.
Yes. Who is that? Stuardo? Yeah. What's your question?
So, with the workouts, my local CrossFit started doing outdoor classes. So I try to combine my workouts. I don't care sometimes if I have to do double workouts. You think it's too much if I'm doing that, or?
I would do what I have programmed for you first with those compound movements especially, and then you can just do like the WOD from your gym. But don't be afraid to potentially scale the weight and use it as a conditioning for your workouts at CrossFit. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the main things is the compound movements that we're doing. So put the emphasis on that. And then, especially if it's a WOD, like your weight or something like that, I would just don't be afraid to scale weight down and make sure that piece is more of like a conditioning piece.
Okay.
Does that make
Great.
sense?
Yeah.
Is that helpful?
Yes, it is.
Perfect. All right. Anybody else have questions? Chris, I don't know if you got finished asking your question.
Yeah, my phone went out. I got an Amber Alert and my phone just died. But I was asking about fats. What's the difference between the good fats or the bad fats? Or
So that's a great question. So when it comes to macronutrient counts, you know, foods that we take in have either fats, every gram of fat is 9 calories, carbs, every gram of carb is 4 calories, or proteins, every gram of protein is 4 calories. So when it comes to good fats, bad fats, like if we're talking about partially hydrogenated fats, you know, research has been shown that those are not good for our body, that they cause inflammation, do all kinds of bad stuff like that. But I would say to not really worry about that part that much, especially with your macronutrient count. Your fats are not that high. So basically, whatever choice you want to make should be fine, especially if it's coming from foods that are ingredients versus foods that have ingredients in. Does that make sense? So if you wanted to do almonds, pecans, anything like that, any of those fat sources would be cool. Natural peanut butter, natural almond butter, any of those.
yeah, I was just wanting to eat more nuts and almonds and stuff like that. But
Yeah, so eventually, Chris, like as we keep increasing your calories, we can start playing around with some different things, even potentially moving you back to like a protein target and calorie goal. That way, as long as you hit a certain amount of protein in the day, you can make up your calories, the rest of them however you want. So you can make a choice to lower your carbs and have more fats to give you a little bit more variety, because you're getting deeper into the skill sets there. And so we're going to start phasing you up and teaching you different things that you can do to increase your variety and freedom and still be where you want to be.
okay,
Cool. So yeah, we can definitely look at that coming up this next week. Sound good?
it's good. Thank you.
Awesome. Anybody else have any questions?
Rob, I don't have any questions. It's Susan again. Did you happen to see the American Cancer Association's recommendation yesterday that they published for the prevention of cancer?
I didn't. No.
They are now recommending, guess what? Exercise and fruits and vegetables and legumes. And they are also recommending abstinence from alcohol. They used to recommend one drink a day for women and 2 for men. And now they recommend abstinence for the best prevention of cancer. So you might want to look that up because it really goes into your program.
Well, that's really cool. That's really cool. Thank you for sharing that, Susan.
Thanks for sharing that, Susan.
Yeah, definitely. Does anybody else have anything? Kurt, you're muted.
Okay. I am going to be on the lake at 2:00 on Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, are we supposed to be joining in on Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday at 2, if you can. If not, I will have it recorded and I'll post it in the Facebook group so you can watch
Okay.
it.
Okay, great.
Cool.
Yep.
Adam, you have anything?
No, I'm doing pretty good.
Perfect, man. Proud of you, dude.
Yeah, everything's starting to become more of a habit now, trying to incorporate good stuff. I was joking with my wife when we open our fridge, it's like the only choices are healthy stuff. So
Good. Good. So yeah, we're about to have a step goal for you coming up. So we're gonna start up in the ante.
awesome.
Good stuff. Cool. Does anybody else have any other questions?
Could I speak with you and Chermy afterwards just about the supplements? Make sure, especially with the intra and pre-workout, that I'm doing it right.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was gonna actually mention that with Adam too. So I know Adam, you just got your supplements. You've got AM supplements, PM supplements. One thing I do want to say is sometimes the burn AM, the burn PM can be a little bit potent. So you might start off with one of those in the AM and one in the PM. So for me, like I can take all three, no issues whatsoever, but some people, they take the full dose. They feel a little nauseous when it comes to the burn PM in the evening. And I mean, that's good in the sense where if you're nauseous, then you're not hungry, right?
Maybe that's why I wasn't feeling good yesterday because I took.
That's possible. I mean, how many did you take?
So I had the burn AM and I took 3 of them in the morning. So
You have it with breakfast?
no, I didn't eat
You have
breakfast.
to take it with breakfast. That's why you felt nauseous. You should take it with the meal, and I would reduce the dosage.
Yeah, take it with food, right, at 1 for a couple days, see how that goes, and you can look at bumping it up to 2 and then 3. So
Okay.
same thing with the burn PM. You start with 1 and then go up to 2 and then go up to 3.
So you have your dinner, and then you have it with your dinner, not on an empty stomach.
Okay.
Cool.
Is there anything else? Like burn AM is in the morning, burn PM is in the evening, intra is during your workout, and the pre-workout is before your workout.
Okay, so that's what I just wanted to make sure because I did pre-workout, the powder and the supplement on my drive to the gym because it's about 20 minutes.
That's perfect.
And then I did intra while I was working out.
Yeah,
Yep.
you can also, like, sometimes I get lazy to make 2 drinks. I just make it in a big jug, and I just put both of them in, and then I sip it on it during the whole time.
Okay.
So I don't make separate drinks. I just put it all in the container.
Cool,
Awesome.
yeah. Anytime when it comes to supplements, guys, if you have any questions, definitely hit me up.
I have a question about the sleep multiplier.
Yeah.
Does anybody else get hot in the middle of the night? I mean, I go to bed, I'm fine. I wake up about 3 or 4 hours later, and I know it's not what you think it is because I went through that a long time ago. But I am burning up.
What do you keep your thermostat at when you're sleeping?
Oh, about 72.
Yeah, I'm the same way, and yes. So I have, like, I'll have a sheet and a blanket, and I can make it to where I layer it, where I use just.
Yeah, that's what I do. I have a ceiling fan going and the whole 9 yards. So, okay, well, I just didn't know. I didn't seem to have that until I started those supplements.
Yeah, Trammy doesn't, but it does for me. So that means there's a thermogenic effect going on while you're sleeping. So that's good.
Okay.
Anybody else have any questions? Brittany, did we help you?
Yeah, that was all helpful. And Susan, I'm on another medication that causes me to sweat at night. So and I'm on the sleep multiplier too, but it's the other medicine that's causing me to sweat at night. So
It's what? Thyroid?
it's depression medication.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Yeah.
the sleep multiplier, since it's that thermogenic, hopefully it's burning this fat while I'm sleeping.
That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. Hey, and I was an old operating room nurse too. So
Hey, that's where I'm starting out at. I'm starting in the OR. So
yeah,
cool. Very cool.
great place to be.
Awesome.
Cool. Does anybody else have any other questions? Here to support you guys. I want to make sure you all leave here with clarity about anything and everything moving forward.
Oh, I want to take a selfie.
Yep.
All right, let's take a selfie of everybody. Okay, I'm gonna enlarge the screen. Okay, guys, just one more second. We have this big screen. There we go. There we go. Nice. All right, I'm gonna make the screen really big. All right, everybody, you guys want to do a flex, or what do you want to do?
Good thumbs up / flex.
I always do flex. All right, everybody, let's go.
See it, Adam.
Thumbs up
Come
or
on.
flex. Adam, thumbs up or flex. There we go. Nice, nice. All right. Great job, guys. It's Wednesday. Finish this week off strong. All right, guys? Stay focused. Focus on your goals. You got this. There's no obstacle that you cannot overcome.
Hit us up.
Saturday.
If you need anything at all, hit us up, okay? You guys are doing awesome.
Keep crushing.
Cool.
All right, this month. See
See you
ya.
guys later.
Ew.